Glass Wars by Frank Beddor is the first in a series that he wrote, kind of a retelling of Alice in Wonderland with a much darker edge and a much more vibrant and lively world where Alice was a queen who grew up and at 7 years old, her Aunt Red, who believes in black imagination, versus Alice, her mother Genevieve, who is queen, believe in white imagination. Tax kills her mother, and Alice goes through the pool of tears into our world. Ends up growing up in our world, which is where we get the story of Alice in Wonderland, as she tells it to Charles Dodgson, who publishes it as a fantasy tale instead of the truth that she knew it to be. And during her absence, Aunt Red, as she calls her, becomes the queen and takes over all of Wonderland. Now the real question is, what will save Wonderland? How will they get Alice back from the real world into what we see as fantasy? And what will happen to Wonderland? Will she recover? Will she be the same person? Will she be able to be the warrior queen that the Elysians, as the rebels now call themselves, need her to be? Filled with great characters that we know of from the original Alice in Wonderland, just portrayed a little bit differently to suit the needs, such as the caterpillar, which is actually caterpillars who are all wise and are able to see the future. Bibwit Hart, who is supposed to be, I believe, the White Rabbit. Her friend Dodge, who she grows up with, and he's going to be a soldier, such as his father, Sir Justice Anders. Hatter Madigan, Mad Hatter, who is actually a millenary, a vicious fighter whose job it is to serve, look after, and protect the queen. These characters, Frank Beddor creates vividly great, and to where you fall in love with them, you want to be part of their world. They are as real as anything you could possibly think of in our world, and sometimes makes our own world in the book look foolish compared to the world of Wonderland. The story will grip you right from the beginning. You want to know what happens next. You don't want to put it down. I just drove my way through this story, especially after, I've just recently read Alice in Adventures in Wonderland, played Alice Madness Returns and Alice, and it's another Alice thing, and it's just, so far it's the best gripping story I've had dealing with these characters. And Frank Beddor's writing is imaginative, he's creative, he delves into characters. Every character is different, every character has their own personality. It's a brilliant story. The first in a trilogy that includes Looking Glass Wars, Seeing Red, and I can't think of the third one, plus a graphic novel series just on Hatter M, who is a really deep delve character that you want to know more about. And the first book ends triumphantly, but leaves some cliffhangers of what's to happen next. So definitely worth the read. Go out and pick it up. Looking Glass Wars by Frank Beddor.